to see if this transforms, because I want to get that on videotape, because I think if it does, I'll get 1 million views. Maybe.
You must leave now.
All right, everybody, we're here in Las Vegas, and we are on the hunt for Optimus Prime.
Nope.
Now, I know that's Optimus Prime, and he's playing possum, and he doesn't want to unfold, but we're going to stand here until he does. But in the meantime, we're here. Where, Patty? We
are in Las Vegas, here to talk trailer haunts
Yes.
with Rich Strelak.
That's right. And you can see right there, it says LasVegasHaunts.com. This is exactly where Optimus Prime would be hiding, I would think. And but by the way, when we did Hauntworld magazines, Rich Strelak wrote an article about how to build trailer haunts. It was by far the most popular article, and I had people email me, text me, call me, and ask me which magazine was that again that had those videos. The articles. And then we also covered it in a Hauntworld, the movie, which we posted to this channel, and you could watch it. And so what we're going to try to do today, and by the way, a lot of people make these videos online. We're doing it for absolutely nothing. We're just doing it to help you, the haunted house owner, operator. And today you're going to get a special treat because Rich is going to take us around, and we're going to physically see trailer haunts. Okay, and he's here somewhere, and we're going to find him, and we're going to do it in one take until the battery runs out, and that's how much footage you get about trailer haunts. And as I was saying, nobody is going to do a video like this. Nobody. So make sure you like and subscribe, and we're going to try to delve into what does it take to do haunted houses and trailers, and what are the benefits. That's what we're going to find out today. And if they're successful, like, do people like them? And then we're going to go into a few of them, and we're going to find out, like, what kind of scenes could you really fit into them. And that's why I have to have this light, because he has no power. So what we're going to do is we're going to find good old Rich Strelak. He's here somewhere. And he is extremely excited because the recording date on this video is the day after the Las Vegas Nights, which Rich has season tickets to. And there he is. Where were you at last night, Rich?
Stanley Cup Finals, man.
Yeah, and you have
Stanley
season
Cup
tickets.
champion.
And you could have sold those tickets for how much?
Probably about $2,000 a season.
Wow. And you just...
Worth more, but
Was it worth more to you than to go there and
Absolutely.
see it? Yeah.
yeah, we were there on first year, so now 6 years later, just what Foley said, 6 years and we get the cup. We're here.
6 years and you got the cup. And by the way, in year number 1, you went to the cup. You went to the cup.
Yes, we did.
And now you've won it.
Now we won it.
So Rich, can we start out here? Can you come on down?
It just came up.
No, I know. You can stay up there, Patty. We're going to ask about some of these trailers.
Put up with them all the time.
Yeah.
And so, Rich, can I ask you a real quick question?
Sure.
Because I was informing people at the start of this video, remember those trailer haunt articles you wrote for the magazine? Remember how popular those were, and people wanted them, and then we did for the Hauntworld the movie part 7. I think it's 16 or 17. But anyway, we just posted it online. It's going to debut with you talking about trailer haunts. So I'm sure they've evolved in 20 years.
Oh my God, yeah.
Okay.
I looked at that, and actually I've had a couple people contact me, and they've said the same thing. They go, you need to kind of maybe update your information, and even Transworld. I did a couple seminars at Transworld, so it's been, I've been out of the business. I've been in the business, but kind of out of the business for a while. A couple years ago, we developed and did a pirate festival and started putting that again, and we were kind of phasing out the haunted house business because our kids decided that they didn't want to take it over, and then all of a sudden, son comes up and goes, I changed my mind, I want to take it over. So
let me ask you a question. You have how many trailers?
There's 15.
And how many haunts does that make up? 2. And what are they called?
The Asylum and Hotel Fair.
Are they set up side by side?
Yeah, we're in a parking lot in a shopping center.
Now, when you connect them together, and we're going to learn more about that, it creates like a courtyard in the center.
Correct.
So what do you do in the center?
We used to do a full build out in the courtyard, and then it just got to be a big hassle. The asylum still has a build out in there. We do some stuff inside that you can't really do too well in the trailers themselves. So we put our white room out there that had a lot of fog, and I've got a big vortex tunnel. So instead of trying to build that in the trailers, I just built it in its own trailer, and it just gets carted inside. So we use that at the actor area, so they have.
What is and I understand the demand for trailer haunt in Las Vegas because property is very expensive.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Okay, but what is the benefit of having a trailer haunt?
Trailer haunt is the fact that you basically have the advantages you have of a permanent attraction, because you can add layers and layers of detail. You know, all this stuff stays in here, so it's there, and you can add onto it each year. So, and that's what we're doing now. We're going back and updating a lot of stuff and changing things. But when I go in, if you build in a temporary attraction, you're going into a mall space or a building space that you're temporarily renting. Well, now you have to set up walls, bring in furniture, set up scenic. Then you got to run lights, emergency systems, air systems, all that stuff. Well, all that can be built in to the trailers, and then they just disconnect, and then they connect up. So like right now, what we've done is this year we've added another trailer to the hotel. So it went from 6 trailers, which is kind of the standard to form a nice square.
Yeah.
Box. So instead of the 6 trailers, we added a 7th trailer. And so by adding that, and actually we can show you that one because it's about.
And how do you get 7 trailers though? Because that's not even.
No, it's not. But we have a trick, and I'll show you when we get there.
Okay.
So because we went back, and the problem we had is when this was built, the standard, they were phasing out a lot of the 40s and 45-foot trailers. So this one was built with 45s, and that was like the biggest at the time. But they were phasing those out because now they went to 53s. So when I built the Asylum, you can't even find 45s. You know, they're pretty much gone. So when I built the Asylum from ground up, we had to use 53-foot trailers. So it made it much bigger. But then again, when they were originally conceived, it was done on square footage so that you didn't have to have them sprinkled, because we had issues trying to find places where we could get water and have, use the sprinkler system. So according to rules at the time, if it was under 1,000 square feet and any section was separated by 20 feet, then you didn't have to have a sprinkler.
So are they sprinklered now?
Yes, because we got to the point that ours were too big, they were bigger, and then it got to the point that the city of Las Vegas finally just said, we don't want to deal with this. So yes, that's the rule, but we're going to make a new rule. It's called Haunted House Rule. So
and how do you get water into the sprinkler system?
Then we have to hook up to a regular sprinkler. We hook up to a fire hydrant, and we have a full riser system. The system that we have in now is the same system that's in the Bellagio Hotel. So it's like, it costs like $35,000 each just for.
Did you have to get like a real plumber to do it, or did you do it yourself?
It can only be done by a licensed electrical and fire contractor.
How much did it cost to add?
About $35,000 each
maze. Okay. Now I'm very familiar with trailer dark rides. Mm-hmm. Okay, where they bring them in, they kind of fold out, and then the facade folds up. Mm-hmm. Right. Now I know that if we walk over here, I can see that your facade kind of folds up, right?
Yeah.
But do you have more to it so that it looks more 3-dimensional?
We've done, when we first started in the business, they were pretty much just trailers sitting there, and you'd paint the outside of it or whatever. And the one guy that did it originally, he had one called the Black Box, and he had it all painted black. And then when he went to it the first time, he drove over and drove right past it at night because he couldn't see it. It was painted black. That's kind of dumb. So anyway, so when we first started looking at, I went to carnival rides. I went to any of these different things, even rib fests, because these rib fests, these guys take out a trailer and they have these great big huge facades and stuff. We didn't want the full cartoony big facades, but we still wanted to build it out so it looks like a real building. So if you get online, you see the pictures of it. I've had people thought it's a real building because
So then, what's the purpose of the fold out?
On this one, because when you're in the semis, you got to cover up the wheels when you pull those. So
right.
You got to
okay.
put your audience up 4 feet or into the air. So
but that looks like it goes farther down than the wheels.
Yes. So what ends up happening is on this one, we redesigned. This is the new Asylum that was rebuilt. So in this case, there's an 8-foot section here. This is the part of the facade. So that gets folded up, locks into place, and then there's bracing that goes across.
And then the one on the inside goes down.
On the inside folds down, and there's a skirting, and that locks into place. So when we redesigned this, so we've got it all that everything locks in, and then there's braces that lock underneath and lock back into the trailer, just like they do in carnivals and stuff. So everything gets locked in rigid. We've had 50, 60 mile an hour winds, and these things have stayed up no problem.
So what goes in front of it to make it look realistic?
We just add, by doing the Asylum theme, then it makes it easy because it's very industrial looking type thing. So it's a whitewash, and then just the windows with the bars and stuff on them. So we build those out 3D, And it's amazing, just by adding a small amount of 3D onto it, really does enhance it as opposed to painting it. Like the hotel, we had it painted windows on it, and a person that did it for me years ago, it really wasn't what I wanted, but we worked with it, and now this year we're rebuilding, putting 3D windows on the hotel. And
So
putting that out.
when I look at these trailer haunts, and I'm looking at one right there, okay, and so I'm imagining, and then here's another one right here. So you had to cut out, and I see that you put in a roll-up door.
We have roll-up doors. We have plug piece doors, depending on what.
And so you cut that out, and then you put the roll-up door in yourself?
Yes. When we did the asylum, we ended up cutting 28 doors, I think, inside. So, and then in this case, this one is kind of unique because what we ended up doing is I got two 53-foot trailers, and I actually cut in between, so you can travel back and forth between these trailers.
Okay.
That gives, instead of an 8 foot wide, I've got 16
And then when it
feet
comes
wide.
to electric, do you have like electric system, and then on the exterior they connect together?
I did it that way. I'm redoing the hotel right now. Is what I'm actually redoing, all the electrical and that. As you can see, the mess on the ground where I yanked stuff out. No, it's all done. I put it so it's all done inside because I have to attach the sprinkler systems, all interconnect inside the structure. So while we're doing that, then my smoke detection system it hooks up there. So
What does
now
your
my
power run off of?
where I'm at, I actually have a power drop there. So then I just run temporary cords off of a.
But do all of the trailers like connect together almost like a trailer would connect to the truck? You know what I mean? So you can get power to the trailer?
Yes and no. They're connected up, so it ends up forming a box, and then wiring runs from trailer to trailer to trailer. So, and it does. But there runs like two separate circuits.
And then you
each
hook,
direction.
how do you get electric to them?
Then it goes into a regular electrical panel. So we actually have a panel inside here we can look at.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is like, where do you get the electric from? Like, so if you decide I'm not going to go to this location, I go to another location.
I could tap in directly. You can do a temporary power drop, like if you're a construction, and then they'll drop you a metered box. Where we're at, one of my sponsors has a sign right there, so they have more than enough power. So I tap off of that. I run temporary cords out. Have to get electrical permits.
Do you try to go to the same location every year, or?
Been at the Meadows Mall for 8 years, 9 years now, I believe.
But you can literally move this anywhere.
Yeah, we've moved. We actually sat down and tried to figure out where we were and at what time. For a while there, we had the attraction separated, so we had 2 separate locations in town.
Do you have to keep all the trailers roadworthy so they can be moved?
They're done. We do keep them roadworthy just for safety issues and stuff. But the way they're set up, these are technically storage trailers, so I don't have them licensed because they don't travel on the roads on a regular basis. So for my purposes, I actually have a company that's a towing company. So they're the ones that go out and tow damaged vehicles.
So let me ask you a question. Like, okay, you have to move 16, 17 trailers. How long does it take you to move them and be completely set up and ready to go?
Now we've got it to the point where, well, we've changed the last 2 years. We've decided to pull in use a forklift with it too. So we get a great big huge yard lift. And so that way, we used to have a truck driver that was really good, but you figure he's got to move these things back and forth and get them within inches. And then the sprinkler systems get attached, and those pipes have to come
So now you're saying you move them in place with a forklift.
Now we have the driver. We pay a cheaper driver to just come in and drop trailers. So they drop them in the general location, and then we use the big forklift to bump them closer.
But from moving it from here to where they're going to operate, how long does it take before you're ready to roll?
One day, all the trailers are moved.
Yep.
So they're all there and on site in one day. And then from there, it's just making the connections, and then all the little details, because the trailers are used for for anything that we need to get to the attraction. So all of our staircases and things, those just get disassembled and thrown in.
But like how many days before you could open?
Technically, if I want to, I'd be within a week. I'd be up and running.
A week, you'd be up and running?
Yeah.
And then the other question that I had is when it comes to taking them over there and setting them up, how do you like renovate them? Do you renovate them after you set them up, or do you work on them?
Right now, we usually do most of the work off season, and that's the advantage.
And it's trailer by trailer?
Trailer by trailer, or we did a bunch of changes this year because we added a whole trailer to the hotel, and then we've changed our opening sequence on the asylum, and then we've gone through and just updated things, moved things around.
So like if we were being honest, like this would be a good deal for somebody, like say they have an outdoor hayride and they can't put a building on that property. This would be a great way to kind of like make it permanent, right?
The biggest disadvantage you have is the fact of audience participation. We get like 6 people in at a time, so you want to keep your group small. And if you want to just cattle call them through, then you could get a higher throughput.
When it's all done, can people even tell their trailers?
That's the biggest compliment we get from people that walk in there. I'll get people that are like, okay, dude, I'm a driver. He goes, this is my living. I says, once I was in there, I completely lost that. I was like, no, this can't be a trailer. You know?
Let me ask you this question, Rich, and then let's try to go into some of these things. So when you buy a trailer like this one right here, you pay how much for the trailer roughly, and then how long does it take to build out one trailer, and then what do you think you would spend on one trailer?
That'd be we went and bought, we just rebuilt the asylum during COVID. So that was kind of, we started and had no choice. It was just my son and I, just the 2 of us, all during COVID, rebuilt it. So from the ground up, we went from empty trailers and started in January, and we were open and operational, and that took out, for the haunt season. We were done by.
But how much do you think a trailer costs, roughly?
Roughly, well, there are eight trailers in this, and we ended up spending about almost $250,000, almost $300,000
to build it, to buy them and build it out.
To buy them and build them out.
But how much is one trailer?
Well, divide that by 8.
Okay.
I'll let you do the math.
No, I'm talking about just to buy the trailer.
Oh, the trailers themselves, they're tricky. They're kind of hard to find. And sometimes the problem, we used to get them when we first started, you could pick them up for $1,800, and that was no big deal. Then it got to the point of cost, they could get that much in scrap. So now to get a halfway decent one, and you want one that's pretty roadworthy, that's just at that point where they don't want to have it.
So what are they going for now?
Probably $5,000 to $8,000.
And then the first step is to what? Fabricate the entrance and exits, and master plan. Like this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then so where you know where to.
And the hardest part of this whole concept is the fact that when they're in here in storage, they're in storage for a purpose. The sequence that they're in is the sequence when they come off and they go back, so that they're easy for the driver.
Ideally, it would be nice to set them up and then cut the holes.
Yes, it would be really easy to do that. We couldn't do that where we were at.
So you got to be exact.
Yes. Son was sitting there going to Sheridan. I was cracking him up because it was like an hour, 2 hours. I'm going like, "Are you cutting a door or what?" He's like, "Let me measure one more time." Because you're literally going, okay, I'm in this trailer and I'm gonna cut a door here. I'm cutting this door, but this door is gonna meet up with the trailer that's around over there, and it's gonna meet up on the side of that trailer. Well, how far up the side of that trailer? Where do you measure the side of that trailer? Is it the rounded edge? Is it the flat edge? You have to have all these dimensions to figure out when you put it back together again, it's going to look. So we cut all doors, 20 some doors.
Is that the first step?
Did everything.
Cut the doors.
Cut your entrances. If you're going to do facades, because you don't need facades all the way around, you need skirting all the way around, but facades on the front. So you want to mount all your facades in that, because you have to drill through, bolt through, and you want to do that while it's a big open easy. Because you start putting in walls, and all of a sudden you're walking like any maze. All of a sudden it's like, God, I used to walk right from here to there, and now it takes me 10 minutes to get there.
Now I noticed, like over here, Rich. I guess this is like your ticket booth.
That's the ticket booth. Yeah.
And so that's even modular, because look at this. It's on wheels. So even that's just like rolled in, right, Rich?
Yep, just roll it in.
And there's the ticket booth right there. And so the ticket booth is always ready to go.
Yep.
How much do you charge to do one of the mazes?
It's now with COVID stuff we switched, so it's just strictly both attractions. So
And then how much is it?
that was 30 something to begin with, and then like up to like 40, 45 at Halloween.
How many trailer haunt systems are there in Las Vegas, like open, like
There's
last year?
Really 2 of us now.
Randy?
Nope, Randy's gone.
He's gone?
He's out. Well, he sold it to another guy, and they didn't like. They went into the city and they didn't want to put a sprinkler system, so they cut the roofs off of all the trailers.
That's weird.
And said that it's an outdoor maze, and tried to go under that route. And so he tried to set up last year, but he was set up in a parking lot with no power, so he had no power in the attraction at all. And so there's no lights, no nothing. It was just whatever street lights came in through the side. So They didn't do very well. So I doubt if they'll be back. So there's Frickling Brothers and us. So and they've been around, same thing, a couple years before us. So this is our 25th year.
So like over here, I'm noticing like there's a door.
Yep.
So is this an emergency door?
That's an emergency exit.
Okay, so then you would build a staircase and it would go here.
Yep.
And this is just an emergency door.
Yes.
Okay. And then does every trailer have an emergency door?
No. You have
Every other one?
Yeah, it depends on where you're at in the configuration, but you have to be basically every 50 linear feet.
Now, did you fabricate the steps yourself or did you just buy them?
No, I fabricated them first, and then we ended up buying. No, actually, we ended up having to refabricate. I bought some pieces, and then they didn't go high enough. If you buy stuff that goes to mobile homes, they only go up to about 32 inches, 38 the most, and I need 48 inches. So I ended up having to add on. So I did find some aluminum ones a year or so ago, but then I had to fabricate because we had to add a step.
And then here it is. You can see that they cut out a hole here, and then another trailer would butt right up against it, and they would walk right in.
Yep.
So Rich, let's kind of see here. Patty seems fascinated. She was sitting over there like shaking her head.
I have actually seen them in operation.
Yes, you have.
And so have I, Rich.
Long time ago, but you haven't seen the new asylum. This one's the entrance to the hotel. So in this case, out front, we've got what used to be an actual mobile home, and we gutted it and ripped off everything, just used the deck itself. Built a porch unit on top of that. That gets pulled in, and that slides up against here. So you actually have a porch piece that gives it a little more 3D, a little more character. So you climb up, you walk up, you're on the porch, they give you the instructions, and then you walk directly into the hotel.
And then this is how you're in the off season getting in these haunts with these ladders.
Yep.
Which is gonna kill me because I have that ankle injury.
We should have the camera on Larry.
Oh, I have an ankle injury for anybody who doesn't know.
It'd be much more fun. Come up.
And so we see the sprinkler system. And I noticed, is that like made out of PVC pipe?
Yeah.
There you go. The sprinkler system in action.
So actually in this trailer, it's going to be redone.
How many pounds of pressure or whatever do you have to have on your sprinkler?
We actually have 70 pounds of pressure, which is higher than required because your normal water pressure is about 45 to 50 pounds. Mm-hmm. This one runs at 70, and to test it, they pump it up to 200 pounds of pressure and keep it that way for a couple hours.
And then I noticed you got like an alarm system. Are those heat detectors or smoke detectors?
No, these are all smoke detectors. We're actually adding heat detectors this year. This is part of our remodel because there's a couple of areas that I want to put some fog inside the trailer. Mm-hmm. And then if you have fog in the trailers, it sets off the smoke detectors.
I noticed you got some metal detectors here.
We added those this year and put them out front, and then hired security to handle that. And it was successful. We had no issues whatsoever. So we're gonna continue.
Now, right behind you, is that where an actor hides?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're giving the explanations. You come in here.
And this is a hotel.
This is a hotel. So they say walk in and ring the bell and wait for the
Now, Rich, the common person who would come in here and do a video on your place would not notice this, but I noticed this, and I don't know what it is. What are those little rigs up there in the ceiling?
Oh, that was years ago. I had a bridge that went across from one to the other, and that was used to help get it across, and I just never took them down.
Oh, there you go. Hey, I see
Ready for
that.
the scare.
You ready for the scare?
I'm ready for
You
this.
walk in, you ring the bell, and here's the thing: is when you're first designing this thing on paper, it went over there. Oh, you walk in the door, you walk across the room to the check-in desk and ring the bell, and then when you actually get in here, you open the door and you're at the checkout desk. So with this kind of a concept, a lot of times when we're working a new room, we'll actually take it out and tape it out on a floor.
How many scenes can you typically get in a trailer haunt? 2?
We usually get either two big rooms with some
maze.
connecting hallway mazes in between, or you can do like one big room with a couple. We vary it up so that you're kind of going room and then a little bit of break up.
And I notice right here, you've got steps.
Yeah, except you don't go that way.
You don't go that way.
No.
How do you go?
You walk in, and then they say, go ring the bell. You ring the bell, the lights go out, it's completely dark in here, and then you have this big billowing sound system kicking in going, why have you entered Hotel Fear? You're not supposed to be here that time. So it gives you the basic storyline of Mortimer killed everybody, and you have to find room 13 because he's afraid of the number 13. So your job is to find room 13. So during that blackout, the actor comes out from behind the luggage. He gets his way through because he can see you, they can't. He works his way in here, and he's pretty much standing here. So when the lights come, all of a sudden it says, find room 13. It's the only safe place. Crash of thunder, lights all pop on, and the actors stand here in a bellhop going, welcome to Hotel Fear. And there he's like, oh, geez. So then he explains, walks him over here, says, okay, come this way. We're going to be careful with the stairs because they can be very treacherous. And as soon as they say that, then that's a drop panel. So drop panel comes in, animation comes out, and then they go like, oh, that's not going to work. We should go through the secret passage. So then you go through the secret passage.
And so basically you're saying you have like a pre-show for every guest.
And both attractions, you have kind of an entry.
With that kind of pre-show,
every group.
does that slow down your throughput?
No, it's just your timing. So you set that up and time it so that you get it down. That really, you'll talk to the people outside. You bring them in, and they do a quick little thing here, and then they move them on. It's usually 20-30 seconds so you can get a group through. So about every 30 seconds you can throw the next group in. You want to give them enough space so that they get into the next room so they don't bump into each other. You want to get them a room or so apart so that you lose a little spacing. And if necessary, we can slow down the pacing or we can increase the pacing. So like I said on details, this room, this year I ripped off all the wallpaper that was in here. It was just getting really ratty to the point of there wasn't enough around of it left. So I ripped it all down, all new wallpaper, stuck that up, and then I went to this look of all the pictures and things that I didn't have. I had some, like a big picture here or there, and then again, the off season, you can go and add all kinds of details and stuff, and then you can add little details and little nuggets of stuff, like little things like when I was a kid, younger, I used to work at a place called Little Chicago outside of Chicago.
That's funny.
I did that, so then
So I noticed you got a...
I did pictures of that, and like this guy here, his name is Kim. He actually got the very first trailer, that doors and stuff that he passed away.
And so you have like a little bit of maze there.
Yeah, you have to duck down that actor.
And then you have like another room, and I see a lot of your signs are stored in here. So this is like a way to store stuff as well.
Well, if you need to you're gonna have to get stuff from here to the site. So anything you can, you throw in the trailer, so you're not paying to have it done. So you come from there, you're into a parlor. So they come across.
Where's the actor hide?
This one, there's not an actor. You had an actor there. There's no actor in here, and then there's an actor in the next trailer. So we kind of space them up, and so you got scares, and then like in this one, there's an animation. Grandma pops up over there. We have extra spots, so you could actually have an actor sitting in the chair, just sitting there waiting. Added lightning effects in behind here, so this LED panels. So that'll be triggers, so lightning's flashing in this room, and then an air cannon gets you from here, and then the animation. So you're just hitting them from a couple different angles to get them through. There's an old-fashioned radio in the corner that's playing. It's just all kinds of.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, I couldn't find one, so I had to build them.
Really?
So now should we? You got some other trailers we could check out?
Do it.
So for this one, then you walk through here. Once you're in operation, then these doors are hinged. They come up. They get out of the way, and then you got curtains or whatever to get from one section
Oh,
to
so the
another.
doors just completely come off.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's do another hotel since we're on a hotel.
Okay.
Let me grab.
We're going in here. So look, he's got a nice staircase here. Oh, that's Asylum. Okay. So we're following Rich. Now, Rich, what's all this stuff out here? Is this outdoor queue line stuff?
These are some new ramps that I just bought. They're new ramps, so I'm going to try and adapt those for it. Let's see.
All right, so we have the kitchen.
This one you're going backwards.
And there's an old stove. And a freezer door.
So,
Oh wow, look at that stove.
so this one we're going backwards from there.
Okay. Well, let's.
So we can just walk through quickly and walk back.
Yeah, we'll just walk through quickly.
You got the flashlight there, Bert?
Yes, I have my flashlight. Thank you.
These are-
And you can see, and this is kind of a key, is he's got like a black maze here. And he's got a maze as the first thing. Now, I have a trailer hunt at Creepy World, and the And what we do is there's a scene, and then there's a maze in between, and then another scene.
Yeah.
So I like how he's mixed it up here, and he has like a maze to a scene.
You turn your light off. And you see
Yep.
So you come into this one. Now you're gone from parlor. I can actually show you the scene prior to this one. There's a wine cellar. I can show you that trailer too. So then this is a dining room scene. So they come in here. Actors hid behind there. He can go and trigger it. There's talking skeletons, air cannon blast Joe over here. Just before that, plates start jumping, things start happening here, lightning flashing in there. Then the air cannon gets them as they walk through here.
Okay, so he says right here, today's menu is meatloaf, mashed potatoes, bread pudding, and there's Rich, and he's flashing us with a light. Yep. And then you come into the, and what is this? Is this your steps?
That's one of the steps up from this emergency exit here.
And then you're in the kitchen
with roaches.
And you have a lot of really cool kitchen stuff.
Very cool.
And this trailer is one where
now is that animated up there?
Watch.
That.
That's an actor driven. He just yanked out and pulled it.
Oh, okay. So here's the pulley. Patty, go pull it. Let's see what you got.
It's not connected.
No, it's a little bit over, Patty. There you go. Okay, let's see it. Oh yeah, look at that.
So the actor's in there. He does a drop and can come here and chase him out.
That's an old-fashioned scare right there.
This is one of the trailers that we normally what did happen. That was an emergency exit, and you walked straight through here.
But now you exit this way.
Nope.
No?
Now we've changed it around. We're adding a 7th trailer. So in this case, we now cut a new door here, and you're going to exit here, go in, loop through the 7th trailer, come back out, and then you'll be in the trailer right next to here. So we actually took one trailer and married it over a separation of 2 trailers. So you go in, loop through, and then go back to the other one. So that's how we add our 7th trailer.
All right. Well, can we go check out another trailer?
Yeah, we can check out the 7th trailer so you can see where you would walk out this door from the kitchen, and then you're going to go, then this will have this freezer door sitting here, so you're going to actually go into the freezer. So we were in the kitchen, so you would actually come through the kitchen through a door that looks like a freezer door.
Yep.
So you come through that, so now you're in a freezer.
Yep.
So this trailer, this is the new trailer that we just added. So we actually have an air conditioner that we're mounting underneath here to blow up and throw air in this room to make it that much colder. We're also putting fog in here. That's why this trailer and the 2 connected to it will all have heat sensors so that we can add the fog in there, and then we'll have the laser
This
effect.
is the freezer.
And so you're going to go this way?
So you walk through the freezer.
Yep.
Then this animation piece grabs you here.
Dude, I like this. Does this actually go off?
Just noise-wise here.
Yeah.
So animation gets you.
Okay.
Ghost Ride stuff, so the frozen guys. You come through this, here's your meat prep area, so we'll have hanging meat here, all kinds of noise and stuff going in there, water running, I had to buy a bandsaw to make it look like a meat saw. Do that, then you'll come around the corner. Now you walk in this area, it says laundry. When you come into here, we're going to put in the low squeeze wall.
And is that what that's for?
And that's what this is all for.
Okay.
So the low.
So you're going to squeeze your way through here.
Squeeze your way through, so and it'll have clothes hanging and stuff, so it's like you're wading through dirty clothes. Basically.
Okay.
So now you come into the laundry. So now laundry, this will be completely full of clothes. When they get halfway there, then this is on an air ram. It'll drop the whole thing will drop at you. So the whole rack
Oh,
of
that's
clothes.
cool.
What does it do?
All the clothes get dropped.
It's like a fallen wall, but it's a fallen.
Like a falling wall. It's a falling.
Oh, okay. So does the actor push it?
It's it'll be animated, so the actors hid behind that wall. It'll be triggered automatically. Boom.
And all the clothes come right at him.
Pops back. There's a head bopping around in this one. I couldn't find any commercial dryers, so I had to build these.
Nice.
They look like they're real.
Yeah.
So, but this
They look
just
like the olden days
they're just the
ones.
facade. So then there's a hamper here, and a head pops out of the hamper. So when you get around there, this is a distraction. That pops out, gets them as they come around the corner, and then the actor actually pops out.
And so, by the way, Rich, so we're clear. They came in over there. They went down there. They came back around.
This is really making use of
Okay. So
Now,
this is where they came in. That's why you see that fake or that fake door.
And in a lot of these areas where you look at this, like there's not there's spots built in for actors, so we can add people, but then there's at least one to two actors per trailer. So a lot of times, like here, this actor in behind here, he'll be monitoring the other area. So we'll actually put cameras in there. He'll be sitting here on a monitor watching the people get up there. If anybody has a problem, he can come up behind them. They can do stuff to help push him through.
And then you come through here.
That's the actor.
Oh, the actor, but where's the customers go?
They continue here. You open this door, and now this opens up, and now you go into the maintenance room. So now you'll leave this trailer, and you go back to the other trailer.
Okay. So this is the actor scare.
This is the actor scare.
Okay, I get it.
And then this is also with being the new trailer, so that's where we added the electrical room, and the smoke system's all been transferred over to this new trailer.
And so what really sucks here, people, is that it's not set up. So we got to climb in and out of trailers to kind of see it. Now, by the way, there's Optimus Prime, and I see that he is not transformed. So we're still hoping that he transforms before we leave.
And now we just leave Larry. Bye.
Yeah. Rich, how the heck we get out of here?
You're stuck in hell.
Okay, I'm definitely lost. I'm lost in a trailer haunt, if you can even believe this.
Jump, Larry.
Oh, okay, I remember why I'm lost now. Because we started where you come in and, okay.
And so then this is backstage.
This is all backstage.
So then that'll be the fire panel and the electrical.
So here's your fire panel and your
And our electrical
alarm and everything else. And what is this, Rich? Is that just a screwdriver jammed in there?
No, that's just the door to close it.
Oh, so that's just like the handle to close it.
It's big.
Oh, okay.
And it locks on the inside.
All right. This was the best staircase he's had so far.
Yeah.
Now, Rich, can I ask you, have you ever seen Optimus Prime over there transform?
Nah, he just picks up shit.
Did you ever hear him say roll out? No?
No, it's just Jeff.
Okay, so where are we going now, Rich?
We should probably take you to an asylum one.
But we went through, what, 3 of the other ones, right? And then, so we didn't see...
There's 7 in that one.
So there's 4 more, but we got kind of the idea of what we're trying to do. What is the difference between this one and the other one? Is there any difference whatsoever?
As far as the structure and the building, no, they're pretty similar.
It's just an asylum theme?
It's just how they're themed differently. So the hotel is a hotel. So if you walk through there, it's very dark. It's a lot of details. Rooms. It makes you look like you're in a hotel. I mean, we actually had a guy has shot like three different horror movies, and he shot a whole bunch of different sci-fi movies inside these trailers, using them as the actual scenery. So
wow.
You go to on Amazon, you can pick it up. There's the Rust trilogy, so it's Rust 1, 2, and now 3 is coming out finally. And so they're shot in there. I mean, you actually watch the movie and you go like, I saw that scene. That's exactly. He just uses my stuff.
Well, let's go check it out. Is this the first one, the second one?
This is going to be the second trailer.
Now, do you have a pre-show for this one as well?
You're outside, and then we're actually rebuilding the pre-show on that one. So they'll come in the first one. You're going to be brought into a room. You're going to be examined. They do a
examined.
They do a scan on you.
Are you probed?
Yeah, they do a scan on you, and then of course somebody's contaminated. The place goes nuts. I got one of those big windows from Studio Tech Effects that you smack the glass. And it's that polycarbonate stuff. So I got a big, huge 4x8 foot section being built. So then the actor will smack into that. They'll get blasted with foam, with air and. Now
I see these orange lines up here. Are those your airlines?
The orange, the little one's the airline, and then the big one is the smoke or the fire system.
Yeah, that's the fire, and then you can see where he has the electric up on top. Okay.
And then electric basically runs down the length of the trailer, and then about every 10 feet I put a dropout box, and I can just drop.
And I see in here you've done like flooring.
So yeah, we're trying to get.
Yeah, linoleum and wood.
So if you come through in the front, you got a guard station, you got an endless hallway effect. You come into a waiting room. You go through 2 different trailers to get that far. You come from the waiting room into the doctor's office, because you're in this concept. You're coming in. You're supposed to be being taken on a tour of the hospital by Dr. Vander. So when you get in here, all hell's broken loose. When somebody's contaminated, the patients have gotten loose. You come in to find Dr. Vander, and he's dead here with an axe in his back. So
there's the X.
Yeah, so he's all covered up. So he jumps. This guy pops out from behind.
He's animated.
So that's
who made that one?
I got the body part from Distortions. That's Edgar Allan Poe. I just took his mustache off. And then I mounted it on a rig from Hallucination Creations.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's
That's a great animation.
So that hides around the corner. So then you see him, he bounces, and then we've got lighting effects, sound effects. There's stuff here like the sound's actually coming out of the speaker going, Dr. Vander, you need to come to Ward 13. Doctor, they're looking for him. He's twitching, and then this guy pops out around the corner.
And I notice you have over here the doctors that are in or not. Remember Dr. Howard? Dr. Howard.
Dr. Howard. Dr. Fine. Dr. Howard.
Yeah, you know, that's from the Three Stooges.
Yeah. Stuff like that just for your own.
I can still watch the Three Stooges today,
Oh, yeah,
and they're still funny as hell. The Three Stooges are great.
Watch your step here.
That would be one of my, my top. I mean, like, who's your favorite Stooge?
Curly.
Curly. Okay. Can you guess which one mine is?
Larry.
No. Look at that. Because my name's Larry. What a scoundrel. My favorite is Shemp.
Oh.
I love Shemp. Now, did you know that Shemp? No. Did you know that Shemp and Mo are brothers? Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. And Curly's
a brother.
was a brother as well.
And
the only one that
was the only outsider.
Yeah, he's the only outsider.
He's the only Jewish one too.
Yeah.
No, actually, they're both all Jewish. So you come from the doctor's office. Now you come through here. The lights are on that backside. So you can say again, Dr. Vander. We do a whole storyline. So the storylines are interconnected between the hotel and the asylum, so that you get.
I didn't like Curly Joe though.
No, he is.
But I like the one that not so hard.
So,
remember him?
Yeah. So Larry's off topic. So now we try and get through the patient area. So here. There's a patient's
This
bed.
is the patient's writing all over the
Yes.
walls.
So what happened is in the old asylum, we had this done up, and I couldn't take it off the old. When we tore down the old asylum and rebuilt the asylum during COVID, I tried to take out props and things that I could to try and make it the same. Like that door came out of the other one, so I just remounted it here. I tried to pull pieces in. I tried to get this off, and it was on the actual walls of the old trailer. It was a mobile home trailer, and I couldn't get it out. So we took pictures of it, and then the girl that did it came back and then rebuilt it. So
One of the things I noticed, Rich, that you have on all of your trailer haunts here is you have doors on springed hinges. And so every time you're entering somewhere, you have this springed hinge here, and the customers are pushing their way through into another
You're
scene.
doing the doors to close, to slow them down and move things around. So the patient's bed was there. There's actually a patient on the bed. They just jumped around and broke it, so I had to take it out and re-weld it. So now it's
And then here we go.
back
It
in.
says nurse station.
So you come here.
Go
I'll
ahead.
first. There, got that one. Nurse's station here. There's the banging glass.
What I like, Rich, is you've got authentic, emergency room, hospital room.
Yeah, like a real hospital.
Yeah.
Too. So this one, when you get to here, that's banging. The actress
Is that an animation?
actor's there. The door's banging here. So
Yep.
there's stuff so you can see inside. So it looks like there's a photographic thing.
Yeah, I see that.
So you can see what
Yeah.
it looks like down. And then the wards will connect. So this is Ward 13, and then when you get later on in the attraction,
Oh, look at that. You got a mirror up there.
those things. So
Yeah,
the
that's
doctor's
a good
office.
touch right there. I didn't even think
So
of
on
that.
this one, the bed is actually here. So
Yep.
this is something we're adding or changing.
Is this for an actor?
So this is actually that animation's going in there. So
Oh, okay. So this animation goes in here.
this was an actor spot. So we had a
And-
deck built here.
Now, Rich, let me ask you this question. I noticed you have a few of these. Is this just to vent air for the
Yes.
actors?
This was an actor spot. So if you look here, this was a deck. So the actor was on the deck here. It would come up over the top of them.
But do you have these built in so that it would add a little air? Okay.
Like we'll put low ones and we put high ones to vent out the
Does that now? How hot does it get in Las Vegas in October?
October, we will get hundreds in the beginning, but by the time we get done, it's still in the low 80s and 90s. At night, it'll cool off, but these things are sitting out in the sun, so they're basically little ovens.
So let me
get
ask
here
you
about
this.
4 o'clock, open up the doors, turn on fans, try and get air through.
Okay, but how do you have air conditioner in here? Do your actors? I mean, how hot is it in here in October?
It'll get warm. We always tell, but by the end of October, it gets cold. And once it gets cold, we always tell the actors, find the warmest room in the beginning, because at the end of the season, you'll be nice and toasty, because you'll be in a nice warm room.
So the beginning of October, how hot could it be in Las Vegas?
It'll be in the 90s.
90s.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things I want to say, because I'm here in Las Vegas, it's 90 degrees here today. It does not feel 90 because it's nice and dry out
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
And that's why they put like airplanes and park them out here because it's so dry. It doesn't feel 90 to me,
It doesn't feel
honestly.
90. And here it does.
In St. Louis, because of humidity,
Out there it's not
it
bad.
feels a lot worse than 90. So anyway,
So we've gone from the patient's room. This
Yep.
is the psychiatrist's room. So
and is that another door that they have to push open?
That, yes, the same thing. The same push. Now this animation will go in, and then the patient's bed will be over the top of him. So he'll actually come out. We're going to build it up, and then he'll come out over the top of the bed.
And then I noticed you put the flooring in, and so you go out this way.
Nope, you're going out that door. And it goes
So you go out
directly
this
into
door.
another trailer.
So that's an emergency door.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go check out another trailer. One of the things I noticed is all the trailers have letters.
Yep.
So there's this one says B, E, that one says G. Is that how they go together? A to B to C to D?
C, D, F, G. It makes it easier that they go in that way, and then when I have the drivers transporting, I'll just, because I have the two attractions, I just say, go give me trailer A, go give me trailer B. But then they come out, they don't come out in that order. They only have, it'll be like, first, well, go get me C and D, then get me E and F, then get me A and B. Yeah, so
Yeah,
the
so
sequence that they come into.
as you can see, every trailer is labeled G, C. Are we going into this one now?
Yeah, we'll go in the front.
We're gonna go in the front. Okay. And then here we go. There's more of the,
This is a back trailer, so this is just back skirting.
okay.
And then we, like here, then we put lvhaunts.com, so it's a, yeah.
Now, hey, Rich,
You have your own billboard.
we're coming up with something interesting here that we want to show people. Here's your sprinkler hookup.
Yeah, that's the riser.
And that's major league.
Oh yeah.
That looks like the real deal.
I own like 400 feet of fire hose.
And how many of your trailer haunts, is it just 2 trailers, 1 per trailer that has a system like that?
The riser, there's one riser for each.
There's 1 riser per haunt.
Correct.
So that means like where you have 7 trailers, 1 trailer will have that.
Yeah, this is the connection point. So it comes off the fire hydrant, goes to here, comes up through, and this is where your flow valve
And it has a
flow control.
And this is where the fire department can hook into
Yes.
the
You
system
can hook into it as a
and force water into it. Okay.
And then this has to make a complete loop, so it has to loop entirely. So I have to connect all the trailers together. So every trailer has to be connected to another, and in some places it's connected 2 times to form a constant loop of water.
Okay. So let's check out another
Now we
trailer.
come into trailer C. So
Trailer.
that other trailer we just walked out of, we would walk out of there and into this one. Gone from the patient's room,
Yep.
coming into this area, which is
Now I see that you utilize keeping the metal walls
Yep.
as part of the theming. Okay.
So this is going to be the shower area. So these are stalls. So these are toilet stalls, supposedly. So they come into there, and there's one for the staff. And then, of course, you have the urinal, and then that'll squirt water, and the top part drops down at you. And then in this room,
Oh, that's nice. Look at that.
you come in from there, from your spot. You come in there. Now we actually did a couple of little real things. This stuff here. This is actually hydrotherapy, and there's an explanation. It was actually done. This is legitimately what they would do to patients. They stuck them in there, hot water or cold water, and they could be in this thing for 10, 12 hours. And it was like a straitjacket. They literally put them inside this thing. They kept him. So his head moves around. You first get in here in this room. You see this long hallway, and there's an actor sitting there. So now while you're here, all of a sudden, the lights kick off. This actor starts running towards you, and as they start running towards you, when they get up to about here, then it's triggered, and then this whole wall now moves and closes off. Especially before the actor gets
And it
there.
says wash your hands.
And then you go down this.
And now you're in the shower.
Now you're in the duplicate hallway from the other side, and then that same actor can jump up.
Now, does any water come out of there? And then you're back out again.
Yeah.
And he has
Now, the asylum has 6 mazes. Or 6.
7 trailers, and this one has 8.
This one has 8.
Yes.
Okay.
So now we can
Oh, go ahead.
go out another one.
See, I see that this is a regular trailer floor. And so are these like just tap cons? Are you tap conning the maze into the floor?
Into the floor, into the walls. If we have to, we'll do cross bracing anchors. We'll cross over the ribs, the outside ribs.
And how high is a trailer?
Usually they're about 9 foot on the inside.
They're 9 foot, so your walls are 8.
9. I've got like almost 10. So we keep the walls 8 foot, and that keeps that separation. That there's that extra foot above it that we end up using. A couple of rooms, we actually drop the ceiling down to the 8 foot or lower. We've got a padded cell one that we drop it down a little lower. But then you have to drop sprinkler heads into that area. That extra space, then that gives you a sprinkler system, and it gives you an ability to get across the walls, having that separation. And then again, you can drop in your electrical wherever you need to. You drop in your air lines. Everything's connected. One big electric wire.
All right, well, let's check out one more trailer.
We'll go have a seat in the wine cellar, and we can wrap it up.
And then again, if you look right here while he puts that on there, you see a door there, a door there, and a door there.
Yep. Or we could have done that actually. That's a whole lot of doors.
And so we're going to check out this, and then here again, and then obviously you know that there's another standpipe.
Yeah, that one actually gets rebuilt this year.
That one gets rebuilt.
Yeah. Okay, it's a new system. I'm just going to rebuild it.
And you work on the, you can't work out here in the heat.
No.
So you try to get everything done before the major summer comes. And now, Rich, I noticed over here you've got like a mobile black hole tunnel over here.
Vortex.
Vortex. Used to be called black hole, but
You walk past the vortex?
yeah.
Yeah, I just built it onto its own trailer.
And so that just rolls in. Where's it go?
It backs up to the last room. The last trailer over there is a lab scene. You go through the lab scene and all hell breaks loose. That's one of those, it's like a culmination. So there's a ton of animations, a bunch of things, just everything hitting you at once. And then you leave from there. You go through the vortex tunnel, which is technically outside, and then ramp down from there. That gets you down to the ground again. And then we go through a white room, which is the fog room thing. And then from there, you're getting chased by the chainsaw and you're out.
So are we back in the hotel?
We're back in the hotel.
Thank you.
So here we would have come out of that the parlor area. There's a switch back there, and this is one where this is my last trailer for rewiring everything. So
And yeah, so you can see around the corner where it's really lit. And so then you come into here, and then this is the parlor.
So now we've got we're going from the parlor. So now we're into the bar. So here's the piano. So you have the sound effects of the piano playing. Then the actor is actually behind here. So once again, he does it. He does a drop. Drops this panel here. Boom, comes up, scares you. Gets to the point of, again, you're trying to find, in this one, you're trying to find room 13. So then he'll tell you, find room 13, and then you go through the secret passage. So if you're in a bar, so the next step is to go into a wine cellar. So we added this one.
Oh, that's a really cool, instead of doing a wall, you got like a wall of,
I looked all over and I could not find,
and you see Paris up here.
I could not find enough.
Where did the
boxes.
stencils come from?
I made them. So I started out like a dummy. I just made standard wines, you know, and just started stenciling boxes. And then, like this one, or whatever. Then I have a couple friends of my wife's in Canada, and so I went and I put their names on a couple of them. So Butler, Flewelling, Singleton. So I put their names as a wine. So then all of a sudden it started that, oh, well, I want to be on the one. I want to be on one. So now if you look at it, then we got the Nunnerleys. This is a friend of ours here. This is one of our execs from the sign company, from Lamar Advertising. It's a friend in Canada. This is my PR person, Jennifer Bradley. So when I put her in there, she came in and took a picture of it, put it on her feed, and said, "This is what happens when your best client owns a haunted house. You get immortalized." So
Is there an actor in here?
So the actors, one actor popped up here first, sends you through, and then he goes in behind. And then so now you're in the wine cellar. So you got all these wines and stuff. You come in there, and my wife and her friend emptied all those bottles themselves.
Did they drink them or dump them?
They drank them. So then this one is an effect that I stole from the darkness.
Actually, from Lemp.
Oh, when I
We have
first
the
saw
exact one in Lemp.
When I first saw it, it was in the old darkness, when with near the sarcophagus and the
Yeah.
Egyptian type thing where it's got the one on the top. So I liked that fact that it came out of the corner. It looks like it's on the boxes. So then this one is regular. The actor's got a camera, so he watches from there. So when they get over there, they hit a button. It bounces the barrel, so the barrel bounces over there. Then he opens, and then as soon as he opens, it triggers a light, so it gets the actor chases him.
And then you got this nice little wine cellar over here, and you have like a mural that you can't. It looks like it's seen better days.
Seen better days, so that one's on order to be replaced.
And then from here, you would go into
And then you're gonna
another
go down hallways
maze.
and then to that dining room.
Into the dining room. Okay.
The big thing is I can just have a seat and then you sit with Patty.
There you go.
Wine, here you go.
Wine.
Wine.
Pour me
Yeah,
up.
this has been here for a while, so I don't know if that's going to work. But so there you've got a tour of the asylum and hotel fair. We did them differently in the fact that you want to put people through. You don't want to just have the same thing over and over and over again. So we have two different effects in that. The asylum is in your face. It's an asylum, so there's crazy patients. It's very loud, very boisterous. The hotel is more subdued. It's secret passages. It's more dark and stuff. So
I notice over here, you've taken a 2x3 and another 2x3 to kind of enforce this because it takes a brunt shot.
Yeah.
So customers, you see, could knock into that, and he's got something to keep it from moving. I also noticed, like, this almost looks like a hangman's noose hatch I'm standing on. I'm a little worried.
Well, when we had this trailer before, the very first rendition of this was The Darkest Hour, it was called. And we had, in this room, we had a scene from a cemetery. So there were caskets around, and then we cut a hole in the floor, and then the actor popped up through the floor and got him, so he popped out of a casket. So we used that for a year and then didn't like it, covered it over.
And then right here, folks, you see he's got another vent right there.
Yeah, I have to worry about heat. Everybody else has to worry about cool. I have to worry about heat.
That
Oh, you know
you've got a tunnel. It looks like handmade, like you made it yourself.
No, I actually bought this from 13th.
Is this the one that was in the haunted house? The one that went out of business?
No, I actually had this one built because I needed it a little smaller. So they had to custom fit the rings to fit this size so that I could get it traveling on the roads without having to...
What haunt does this attach to?
That comes out of the back of the asylum. So when the asylum, you come out, you walk through this part.
But this is
drops
much
down.
lower, so
Yeah.
how did they get from there to here?
This drops down, and we actually jack the whole thing up 3 feet into the air.
Oh, so then it's perfectly
Level.
and then here's all the stairs to get out of it.
And then the stairs get up, so they walk through here, and they drop down, and then we have wall panels. One of the trailers has all the wall panels in them. I got those Studio Tech panels, the thin ones, so that way I can save space. And then we build a whole outdoor maze off of this in a big white room, and then my exit tunnel is in that courtyard area, and that's all built out of those small wall panels.
So one of the things that I'm taking away here, Rich, is your ticket booth's on wheels, your vortex tunnel is on wheels, your haunted house is on wheels.
Correct.
Okay. That's got to be a lot of
a mobile attraction.
and so that probably requires a lot of welding.
Oh yes.
Now, did you learn how to weld
I
to?
had to learn how to weld years ago,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah, so you do a lot of
In the
welding.
haunted house business, you need to get a welder and an electrician. Everything else you can pretty much do yourself, but if you get a welder and electrician, you're golden, because that takes everything. I mean, during COVID, I did all the welding, so all that facade pieces that you saw, I welded all those frames. So I had a little setup out there just welding frames. I spent days just welding frames, attaching them, putting them on. So it was like a couple weeks of welding.
And who painted the trailers?
I had this lady that worked with us. She painted them, and then this year they're being redone. So we're putting physical windows over where the fake painted windows are, because it's just the heat and the sun just bakes everything out here.
And as we conclude our tour, we're back to Optimus Prime, and he's right there.
So that's the biggest thing. You still need space. You just need storage space. So.
And you share it with Optimus Prime.
Yep. And I share it with the company that actually moves my trailer, so it makes it really nice.
So they move them and everything. How far away is your haunt from here?
About 6-7 miles away.
What is your primary way of marketing in Las Vegas? It's a very competitive market for entertainment dollars.
I always laugh because I get people like you that complain about, oh my God, the Cardinals are going to be in the postseason. I'm dead, and I'm going like, I have a major concert every weekend. And then unfortunately October and April are the 2 nicest months in the whole year. So everything that's done outside is jammed into October and jammed into April. So there's like technically a festival every weekend and major concerts every weekend. So we go through, we basically use Fearworm, and then we use stuff on our own going through Facebook. We do a lot of Facebook ads, and then we're moving more towards the TikTok stuff and all that kind of things to do it. So.
And you use Fear Ticket, right?
We use Fear Ticket, and Fear Ticket's been great because when we had COVID, we were at a standstill. Nobody knew how to handle COVID, so we actually worked with your developers and helped them along because we said this is what we need, this is what they're requiring, and so they had to build in features to be able to, because I needed to be able to scan, but I needed to scan 2 separate attractions, but for 1 ticket. So they were able to build things in that we needed. So now a lot of those features are kept on because other haunts can use that now. So it was great being able to do that. Where we once we did that, we had that ticketing system built in. I never wanted to do time ticketing, never. Now that I've done it, oh yeah, love time ticketing. So, and the customers like it. So we still do walk-ups, but we emphasize that the online ticketing. So.
Well, Rich, thanks for the tour.
You're welcome.
And remind them of, you wrote an article which shows diagrams. What issue of Hauntworld magazine was that in?
That was in the very first issue, I believe.
Was it the very first one? Holy cow. Patty, get over here. Got a question.
Issue 1. And then there was like 2 other follow-up ones, but I've actually dug them out. I dug up my PDF files on them and read through it. Yeah, I need to actually redo it.
Patty, do we have any more Hauntworld edition 1s?
No.
They're all gone?
One's been gone a long time.
Okay.
So popular.
But it was also in Hauntworld.
Article, and that feature article just sold it out.
By the way, there was 2, because I just got done watching all the Hauntworld movies again because I've been uploading them. There was a place out here called Hysterical City, or and anyway, they had submitted some footage of trailer haunts. What was it called?
Hysteria City.
Are they still around?
No.
Okay, but anyway, that's on the Hauntworld videos that we're uploading, and then there was one from you, like literally the issue directly after it, where you go through and you show all the trailer haunts and everything else. So if you're looking for more resources, okay, you can go to the Hauntworld YouTube page and you can watch those videos. And then if you get on like maybe some of the forums and ask, who's got Hauntworld the magazine part 1?
Yep. And then one of these days I'll have to break down and write version 2.
But I do have the
Larry's gonna bug me.
I do have the original files, so I guess we could like make it into like a blog. And for those who don't know, Hauntworld.com, if you go to the front page of Hauntworld.com, like we put blogs on there still all the time. So anytime there's like a new video on our Hauntworld YouTube page, not every video, but like some, or if there's an event or something happening, we do it. So Patty, over there, get off your phone. Look at that. She's already bored to death. Patty, did you have fun on the tour?
Bored to death.
Did you learn anything? Did you learn anything?
She learns it's hot.
It's actually nice and cool here now.
It's nice.
But did you learn anything?
I mean, I'm not exactly a builder.
You're not a builder, but did you learn anything?
Sure.
Sure.
She learned that if she had to, she could market the crap out of this thing.
Yeah. So anyway,
That's what she does.
make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel. Hey, Rich, have you been watching the videos that we put up?
Actually, I have.
You have? Have you enjoyed any of them? What was your favorite one? I gotta know.
Oh, it's got to be that one that one idiot did about the Halloween show. Oh.
You talking about where he forgot to go over to Trick or Treat Studios?
That was bad. I was there. That one sucked.
So we asked Rich. Rich actually put 2 videos up on Hauntworld. He did the sign show, and that is online. And then he also did the What was the other one?
Halloween Expo.
The Halloween Expo, which is the kind of the breakup of Transworld,
Yes.
and that is now called the Halloween Expo. It's here in Las Vegas every year, but there is a lot of trade shows here in Las Vegas.
Every weekend.
So Rich is going to be our new roving reporter for Las Vegas, and he's going to cover everything for us. So make sure that you like and subscribe to the page. We're trying to get to 10,000 followers. Can we get 10,000 followers? We're only like 1,200 away. Okay, and leave your comments. Let us know if you like the videos or if you would like us to do different videos. Okay.
We sold out the first issue with an article on Trailer Hunt, so we'll just get us over that 10,000 with this video.
There we go. We're going to 10,000 with this video. Until next time, everybody. I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna sleep here, and I'm gonna see if this transforms, because I want to get that on videotape, because I think if it does, I'll get 1 million views. Maybe.
You must leave now.
All right, well, thanks a lot, Rich.
Hasta la vida.
And by the way, where can they find you at?
Las Vegas Haunts or lvhaunts.com.
For scary videos and more, subscribe to our YouTube page, Hauntworld.com.